just us. Said we wouldn't be like all the others, fight and hurt each other. Not us, not us. But we let each other down, 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 down. This shouldn't be us. Why can't it be us when we become like them? We weren't supposed to break up. Literally to make up to what my heart meant. No, this should not be us, not be us, not be us. This should not be us, not be us, not be that we were better than all of the others. Just us. Said we wouldn't let things come between us. Let love rule, not be us, not us, not us. But we let each other down, 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 down. Yeah, we let each other down, 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 down. But we let each other down, 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 down. Yeah, we let each other down, 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 down. This shouldn't be us. Why can't it be us when we become like them? We weren't supposed to break up. Literally to make up to what my heart meant. No, this should not be us, not be us, not be us. This should not be us, not be us, not be
Okay, so I have Freddie here. I was trying to do the traditional style where I just shoot one side, time lapse, all that stuff, but I have somebody here to help me with the video. So I'm gonna give y'all a dope, like in-depth tutorial. So right now I got my boy Angel in the chair. I'm gonna put his Instagram in the description below. Make sure y'all follow my mans. But pretty much the first shot you guys saw was me taking a number 4, and the reason I took a number 4 is because that's my finger width. When I pull hair directly out from the head, that's my finger width. So I saved myself time by setting my parietal ridge with the number 4 because I know that this pulled straight out is gonna match into that. So we're gonna give him a textured crop. So right now I have a number 4 here around the parietal ridge, past the occipital bone. And then what I did was I took my bald line from the base of his eyebrow and continued it back to his occipital bone, leaving me enough room from my bald line to his parietal ridge to stretch my blend enough to give it that blurry fade. So that's what you guys see here. I'm using my Bronze Series 9s to bald him out all the way on the bottom. So what I do when I cut hair, you guys know this, I work in panels. So I'll fade this whole side out, I'll fade this whole side out, and then I'll fade the back end. So primarily we're gonna work on this side. I'm gonna explain to you guys why we're doing what we're doing and give you guys a step-by-step on how to do this haircut. This haircut, realistically in the shop, should take you no more than 30 minutes, even with the texture work and the styling. It should take you about 10 minutes to do the top, 10 minutes to do your fade, and then the last 10 minutes is experience and consultation. So, today we're gonna use our gold FXs. And now we have our bald line set. So now I'm gonna take the clipper all the way open. This clipper has, what's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notches. So I'm gonna just work my way through the notches in halves. So I have all the way open, halfway closed, and all the way closed. That's what I'm gonna do. So first one, I'm gonna set about an inch up, about the width of my finger up, with my clipper open. It's gonna look like this. With setting my guidelines, because I know I'm going to fade this panel last, I don't have to worry about stretching in too far. So once again, I want to do about the width of my finger. You can see how that's about the width of my finger. Let me turn this. That should be right there. So that's about the width of my finger there. Boom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go halfway closed. So that's 2 clicks down. And I'm gonna go right below the top of my finger here. So I'm gonna go right here. And the whole time I'm doing that, I'm making sure that I'm keeping my drop shape. Because if I take this straight, I'm gonna lose my drop effect in the back. So halfway closed. And when I'm doing this, I'm not doing this super hard. I'm literally just laying the clipper flat on its head and going straight up and down. So I'm not digging in. And when I do that, that allows me to keep a softer line so that I don't have to worry about creating more lines to take out. So now I'm literally just gonna go closed, and I'm gonna come here, same effect. We're just gonna go straight in. And as you guys can see, the blend starts coming together. Now sometimes you'll have to go back after you do this initial all the way closed. And sometimes you'll have to go halfway open again and retouch up that line just to get everything blended in. And then always use your mirror to double check. Okay, so now we're gonna take our 1.5, we're gonna skip guard here. On Angel's hair, because Angel's hair is very straight, we can skip guard on this. So I'm gonna teach you guys a really short way to do this. So we're gonna take our number 1.5, our wall specialty guard, or our premium guard, our 1.5, and we're gonna go all the way open, okay? And then what we're gonna do is, again, we're gonna do about the width of our finger, okay? All the way around, we're gonna do open. Okay, now right below that, we're gonna go all the way closed. Now some of you are wondering why I didn't just go all the way closed to start with. That's because I'm actually going right below. It looks like I'm going up all the way into it, but if you watch my blades are going right below where I set that open at. So, once I have that, then I'm gonna take, and instead of using my number 1 guard and working my way down from that, I'm gonna take my half guard and I'm gonna open it up all the way, hold the clipper flat, and go straight up like this. And you guys are gonna see that line start blurring out. So right there, I just eliminated the entire 1 guard. And again, I'm going right below where I set my last guideline. A lot of the problem with your guys' fades is you're trying to do too much in too little of an area. So you're trying to compress your blend too much. You're afraid to go too high above your guideline. The problem is you can't go, let me grab a comb. You can't go here on a guideline and expect, like, here's your guideline. you can't go here and expect that to blend out. You have to stretch that up a little bit to allow your blades to fully knock out that hair underneath. So again, open. Now, I have still a slight line here, so that's when I come in with my all the way closed, half guard, and I come right underneath that, real softly. You don't want to press in on this one. So right there, call up McDonald's and ask them if they ship out McBlurries, because that's what we got over here. Okay, so now we have skin faded to a 1.5 open. From here, I'm gonna do scissor over comb. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a taper comb. Grab a taper comb and some shears. These are a 6.5 inch shear. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to maintain my direction of going straight up the head, because I'm trying to build a square foundation around his parietal ridge. So I'm gonna take my comb and I'm gonna hold it flat against where his fade is, and any of that hair that comes through there, as I go straight up, I'm not gonna dig in, I'm gonna go straight up. That's what we're gonna cut. And that's gonna give us our look of, if we look at it straight on, you're gonna get the square look. So that's how we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna comb all this down. I'm not gonna worry about anything up here, because all this is gonna be tied in later. All I'm worried about is here, this panel. Now if you look, if I've done everything right, my last panel should be the width of my finger. So you see where my long hair is, I need to blend in, and where my fade ends, that's the width of my finger. So that's a good reference point. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my shears, lay them on the spine of my comb, and I'm just gonna work my way up. Okay, I'm going to turn them so we get a little bit of light up in there. And now I have a little bit of darkness here, so I'm going to do the same thing. Come straight off the head. Now because Angel already had this haircut previously, because I have a picture on my Instagram you guys might have seen, this is already pretty much set. But in order to set this, what I do is I find his cowlick area, I split that in the middle of where his dominant hair growth is. I pull this over and I match all that hair to the side. But Angel likes to keep his bangs longer, his fringe area longer. So if I pull this all the way over, this section is longer, so I leave it longer in the front. So if you guys look at this, Freddie, take a step back real quick and just get that whole, if you guys look at that, that's all blended in. That's a certified McBlurry right there. So now all we have to do is just line him up here. We're gonna put some Tomb45 no drip there, and then that's it. And then once we style it with the clay, it's gonna be sick. I'll show you guys how to do the texture up top too, to bring out the PC look. So let's move on to this side now. Now we're literally gonna repeat the same exact steps. We're gonna do our open clipper, halfway closed. Then we're gonna go 1.5 open, 1.5 closed, half guard work, and then we're done. So, like I said, it's taking me a little bit longer because I'm explaining it, but this haircut should take you no more than 30 minutes in the shop. So there's our all the way open, 2 clicks down is halfway. I'm gonna go all the way closed. And you guys can see how far ahead I'm taking my, like over my guideline I'm going. I'm not going like up to the line, I'm going over my line. So already blended out. Now we're gonna go 1.5 open. Sorry, my camera stopped recording. So 1.5 open. My camera's been like an overheat lately, so that might be the issue. So again, 1.5 open. Again, the width of my finger. That's how high we're going with our guidelines. All the way closed. Right underneath it. We're gonna go our half guard. All the way open. All the way closed. Steph blurry. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the back section so you guys can see when you V them like that, all you have is this little section here. That's it. I've already done that whole side of the head, this whole side of the head. I literally have, what, 3 inches, 2 inches to blend out. So take my half guard all the way up. All the way closed. Okay, check my mirror. A little bit of detail work with the blade open. Blade closed, or halfway. Having the tool like the Gold FX is dope too, because I know subconsciously, instead of having to like look at my lever and like find my halfway point, I know I can just go 2 clicks, and I'm there. So there's my back section blended in, right? And you can get as picky as you want with this. Short haircut, boom. Now all I'm gonna do, Hanzo's taper comb, same situation. Sure, you guys can see what hair I need to cut off. It's right there. Comb this off to the side. Boom. Boom, that section's done. Let's pull this over. Same thing. Okay. Again, now all I have to do is tie in my last little bit on my backside. Okay, so now the top. So if you were to pull all this up, he's gonna have a triangle shape, like almost like a faux hawk type thing. So we're gonna clean it up just a tiny bit. We're just gonna notch cut. That's what I wanted. I'm gonna switch to my wider tooth comb to kind of pull through the hair a little bit better. So I'm gonna start with the cowlick area. And what I like to do for cowlicks is I find the center point of it and I cut. I'll take the center point and I'll split it into 4 ways, right? If I have to, depending on where it is. And I pull 90 degrees from the cowlick vertically and then 90 degrees horizontally. And I never cut anything in that 45 because that is where I find the most problem where stuff sticks up. So 90, 90, they'll connect. And then, so the top, we're just gonna keep point cutting and notching the top. See our guideline there. Boom. Same thing. You guys can see my guideline underneath there. Boom. All I'm doing is matching that up. And the reason I'm doing such rough notches is I want this to look piecey. I don't want to see any lines in the front. Let's dust off Angel's face because he's freaking out. See it on his face. I'm just kidding. So now what I'm gonna do to add my texture, I'm gonna turn him towards the mirror, okay? And I have my fringe section set already because it's already been there. So now what I'm gonna do is any pieces that I see, like this triangle piece here, I'm just gonna texture that in. By texture I mean point cut. Boom. Okay. And then to add my texture, I like to do this with a little bit, most guys like to do it dry. I like to do it with a little bit of water in the hair just because I feel like it makes the scissors glide at least a little easier. So what I'm gonna do is, a lot of you guys have seen this, where you cut, you know, diagonally or whatever, but I'm gonna explain to you guys how I do it and why I do it a certain way. So for Angel's hair, we like the big texture pieces. So I do my lines more like a steeper angle and I do them more spaced apart. You can do them like at a less steep angle and closer together to get that like scaly look. But for Angel's, we like the big pieces. So I'm gonna open my scissors or my shears and I'm only gonna use the back half of my blade and I'm gonna half cut. So I'm gonna go in here, and I'm gonna rock my blade, boom, big spaces in between, okay? Now, you guys can see the movement already going this way. Now what I'm gonna do is go the other way. So I'm gonna flip my scissor over, I'm gonna go the other way. So that right there is gonna give us, you can already kind of see it with the water in the hair, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna blow dry it now. What I like to do, I like to put a little bit of Lay Right grooming spray in the top before I blow dry it. That just gives me a little bit of tackiness and a little bit of grip when I do the damn thing. Where is my comb? We grab a Denman styling brush. Ready to start recording? Yep. Clean off my man. And I'm just gonna blow dry this for Freddy. I'm gonna blow dry in the direction of how I want. It's probably too loud. I'm gonna blow it dry in the direction that I want the hair to lay, and I'm gonna back comb or back brush because I'm using a brush. I'm gonna add air underneath the hair. So. Okay. Hair is dry. Reach in my top drawer and grab this Tomb45 Indestructible Clay. Is that a focus ready? Cool. With a nice clean hand, I'm gonna grab about this much. Just less than a fingertip full. A little bit goes a long way with this stuff. So how I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna face my client towards the mirror, straighten out his fringe area a little bit. And then Freddie, if you wanna get like a straight on, like I'm looking at the mirror. Cool, so I'm gonna heat this product up in my hands until you can't see it anymore. And then I'm gonna apply it in his hair. Try to apply it from root to ends. Get it all the way up in there. And then when I comb it down, brush it down, you'll see the texture really start to pop. So, and then for styling purposes, I can do as messy as I want. So all I have to do is ruffle this up, and you can take in sections. You can take and place your hair. Boom. And that's gonna bring out your texture look. So you can kind of work some in your fingers, point it out. Make sure you get your fringe area looking how you want it to look. If it wants to cooperate. And then what you want to do is, styling is everything for this haircut. So, you know, you instruct your clients on how to do this, on how you're piecing together each piece to give it that heavily textured, like crazy look. All right, and then once you get there, you can make sure you push off. Make sure you ain't got nothing sticking to this man's eyes or face. You can hit it with a nice freeze hold. And then once you hit that freeze hold on there, you can actually come in and really add a little bit more texture, and it'll hold even more. So right here in the center, I want a little bit more texture here. So I'll pull this piece out from the back. That gives us our look. And Angel's looking at me like, damn, how do I do this in the middle of the day? Then I'm gonna wash my hands. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're literally just gonna line up his edge right here. Line up his edge with a slight edge. I'm going to double check our work in the mirror. Make sure both my man's peaks is level. So it looks like this one's slightly higher. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take my Beam Team cordless compressor with my trigger gun and my Tomb45 no drip beard and lineup enhancement. I'm gonna add just a couple, little half squirt in there, so I have like maybe a quarter of my thing full. Add my cap on there. A couple test sprays. I'm gonna grab my lineup card. I'm gonna place it on his lineup about 6 inches away. I'm just gonna apply some color, not overdo it, just enough. Just enough to make him extra dumb crispy. And all we're gonna do, take our Tomb45 straight razor, put a new blade in it, and we're gonna line him up. Stretching the skin the opposite way that I'm shaving. And this is that no drip, so it doesn't run with water, none of that craziness. And what we can do is we can touch up over his ears if we missed any hair with the straight razor while we're here. And then that's the cut. So have you guys do a final look over, have Freddie do one more pass around the cut. Take some pictures, always take good pictures of your haircuts. And then hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're not a part of the team, make sure you hit the red subscribe button. If you guys liked the way we shot this tutorial, let me know. I'll try to do some more like it. Make sure you guys follow Angel on Instagram. Instagram is going to be down below in the description. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.